Stoicism, a philosophical doctrine that originated in ancient Rome, provides us with valuable tools for developing mental toughness. Now, I will tell you the principles of Stoicism, which allow you to better control your emotions and reactions. One of the core principles of Stoicism is the idea that we cannot control external events, but we can always control our reactions to them. This means that despite the difficulties and challenges you face, you always have power over how you respond to them. This idea can serve as a basis for developing mental toughness because it allows us to free ourselves from worries associated with external factors. An important aspect of Stoic mental toughness is also examining your own values and priorities. You need to think about what really matters and stick to those values in your life. This helps us focus on what's truly important and tuning out unnecessary sources of stress and anxiety. When we learn to apply these principles of Stoicism in our daily lives, we become more able to cope with life's challenges. Stoicism provides us not only with the fundamental principles of mental toughness, but also specific methods for developing it. One of the key aspects of Stoic mental toughness is the practice of overcoming fear and anxiety. Stoicism helps us understand the sources of our fears and anxieties and develop strategies to overcome them. Meditations and affirmations based on Stoic principles can be powerful tools for strengthening our resilience. The Stoic worldview also provides us with tools to effectively manage stress. The philosophy of Stoicism teaches us to accept the world as it is and focus on what depends on us. The Stoics taught that change is an inevitable part of life. The world is constantly changing, and mental resilience is the ability to adapt to these changes. Seneca's quote here gives us some wisdom. He who does not expect change is easily disappointed. When making difficult decisions or facing moral dilemmas, we can look to Stoic principles to find direction. As a result of practicing Stoic methods of developing resilience, we become able to more effectively manage our emotions and reactions to external factors. The mental toughness gained through Stoicism helps us better cope with stress and challenges and maintain psychological well-being. Stoicism encourages us to take a closer look at our own beliefs and see them as potential limitations. Many of us may believe that we are not capable of doing something or achieving something, and this belief can limit our potential. Stoicism will teach you the question, is this true? And will support you in searching for new opportunities despite internal doubts. True strength lies in recognizing your own limitations and how you choose to overcome them. Marcus Aurelius, fear of uncertainty and the unknown can often hold us back from new opportunities. Stoicism teaches us to accept uncertainty as an integral part of life and see it as an opportunity for growth. Epictetus said, "Success and happiness begin with accepting the fact that only external circumstances are uncontrollable. The inner world is completely under control. The best thing you can do is be calm inside, no matter what happens outside." Seneca. The Stoics believe that crises and difficulties can serve as a source of growth and development. As Marcus Aurelius said, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. Instead of panicking in the face of difficult moments, Stoicism will teach you to see them as opportunities to strengthen and improve your own skills. This chapter is about gaining a deeper understanding of how Stoicism helps us balance our desires with rationality, which is an important part of mental toughness. Stoic philosophy encourages us to consider our desires and ambitions with pragmatism and common sense. He argues that irrational desires and aspirations can be a source of endless anxiety and frustration. Instead of endlessly pursuing new goals and satisfying desires, Stoicism teaches us to stick to rational and moderate goals. This allows us to avoid unnecessary desires that can lead to unhappiness and disappointment. The Stoic view of pleasure and enjoyment also plays an important role in achieving a balance between desires and rationality. The Stoics do not deny the value of pleasures, but they encourage us to take a reasonable and moderate approach to them. This means we must learn to enjoy moments of pleasure without turning them into obsessions and to keep our deeper, longer-term goals in mind. Balancing ambition and calm is another key aspect of Stoic mental toughness. Stoicism teaches us to define our goals and ambitions based on rationality and our own values rather than on external pressures or the desires of other people. This approach allows us to avoid the worry of unfulfilled ambitions and focus on what really matters. Stoicism also offers a number of practical methods for achieving this balance. Self-reflection allows us to gain a deeper understanding of our own desires and motivations and develop strategies to moderately satisfy them. As a result of developing a balance between desires and rationality, we become more resilient to the disappointments and stress that can arise from unfulfilled expectations and excessive desires. The mental toughness that Stoicism gives us helps us better cope with challenges and maintain clarity of mind. In this chapter, we move on to discuss ethical aspects from a Stoic perspective. After all, when we strive to improve ourselves, it is also necessary to take into account the moral and ethical aspects of our desire for better. Stoicism, as a philosophical doctrine, provides us with clear principles that help develop our moral stability. One of the key principles of Stoicism is the idea of virtue and reasonable morality. The Stoics argue that virtue is the highest duty of man, and that we should strive to develop virtues such as justice, wisdom, courage, and temperance. In our journey to self-improvement, Stoicism encourages us to adhere to ethical standards and principles. For example, when we develop our biological potential through physical and mental self-improvement, Stoicism teaches us to do so with moderation and within the bounds of virtue. We must avoid excess and complacency and pay attention to how our improvement affects others. Ethical awareness helps us maintain our human dignity and moral integrity. However, Stoicism also teaches us that human improvement includes not only physical and mental aspects, but also ethical and spiritual ones. We must strive to improve our characters, to develop virtues and spirituality. Stoicism emphasizes that true improvement lies in the balance of all aspects of our personality. And so we looked at the role of Stoicism in the development of mental toughness. And Stoicism provides us with valuable tools for developing resilience, helping us control emotions and reactions and balance desires and rationality. Stoicism also emphasizes the importance of ethical aspects in our journey to improvement. Moral standards and virtues served as guidelines that help us maintain human dignity and moral integrity. Stoicism does not remain only in the field of theory and philosophy. This wise philosophy has found practical application in the lives of many successful and inspiring individuals. Let's look at a few stories from the worlds of business, sports, and the arts to see how Stoicism may have been the source of their success. Mark Zuckerberg, co-founder and CEO of Facebook, has found inspiration for his career in Stoicism. He admits that he read Epictetus' The Art of Happiness, and it influenced his belief that we control our own reactions and opinions about events. This mental toughness helped him cope with the challenges of creating and growing Facebook. Author and entrepreneur Tim Ferriss, known for his book series The Hourly Work Week and The Art of Staying in the Game, also finds inspiration in Stoicism. He actively applies the principles of Stoicism in his life and business and talks about them in his works. But how did Stoicism help them achieve their goals? Mark Zuckerberg, inspired by Stoicism, practices rational thinking when making important decisions in the company. This means that he strives to analyze events and make decisions based on an objective assessment of the situation rather than emotional reactions. This approach has allowed Facebook to evolve and adapt to various challenges in the social media industry. Stoicism allows me to see things as they are and make decisions based on how they really are rather than based on fears or bias. Mark Zuckerberg. Tim Ferriss, inspired by Stoicism, emphasizes revaluing failure. He argues that Stoics might see failures as opportunities for improvement and development. This attitude helped him not to be discouraged by failures, but to use them as steps towards success. Every failure is a chance to improve. Tim Ferriss. Both Mark Zuckerberg and Tim Ferriss actively use the principles of mental toughness of Stoicism in their daily lives. This helps them remain calm in difficult situations, manage their emotions, and remain determined to achieve their goals. The stories of successful individuals such as Mark Zuckerberg and Tim Ferriss provide excellent examples of how Stoicism can be a source of inspiration and success in the modern world. They not only recognize the value of this philosophy, but actively apply its principles in their lives and careers. And this confirms that Stoicism is not only a philosophy, but also a practical guide to achieving mental stability and success. Don't forget that you too be inspired by these stories and apply the principles of Stoicism to achieve your own goals in life.